And I love the one, I think it was a year ago, when the guy in the LCBO, just a customer, he stood up and held him accountable. I'd love to meet that guy one day. He gave him a couple slugs in the head. They deserve a slug in the head every once in a while. But anyways, we got to get tough on this crime. People are fed up. And I'm wishing all the best for our friend in Lindsay. I don't know who it was, but people are at their peak with this violence. I mean, with the violence, but the criminality, and they're just at their wits' end that the judges keep letting people out on bail.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in West End, Toronto. And folks, I'm on the street where the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, lives. And I got to tell you, I think just by coincidence, we arrived at a point in which Premier Ford is departing, because I see a police presence. I see all kinds of black Chevy Suburban SUVs. Those are the de rigueur vehicles for transporting the political elite. And it's actually amazing, because my cameraman Maurizio and I, we were just coming here, not to, pay a house call. We know how that would go. But just to indicate, in light of the Lindsay, Ontario home invasion, the hypocrisy when it comes to Doug Ford. Now, you know the story. Jeremy McDonald had his home broken into at 3:20 in the morning, and the alleged invader, that would be Mike Breen, 41, armed allegedly with a crossbow. He fought back, and now, in addition to Breen facing charges, so does Jeremy McDonald, aggravated assault and assault with a weapon. But what was he to do? And a lot of people have weighed in on this story. It's getting international attention, including the Premier. Check out what he had to say last week.
Did everyone hear about the story in Lindsay? So this criminal that's wanted by the police breaks into this guy's house. This guy gives him a beating, and this guy gets charged. And the other guy gets charged. But something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family. I'm telling you, I know everyone would.
Really, Doug? Really? Do you expect us to believe this? Here's the difference between a regular Joe like Jeremy McDonald and Premier Doug Ford. As you can see, there are armed police officers everywhere. They're here 24/7. Usually it's one cruiser. For some reason today I see at least two. Some of these Suburbans might be unmarked cruisers. The point is, Doug Ford is not going to fight for his life. He's never going to be in a position to fight for his life. He's going to have his armed police officers do the dirty work for him. So again, I'm calling bullshit on that statement. Secondly, being the Premier, when he says the system is broken, well, fix the system. You are the Premier. You can beef up the Castle Domain laws. Why aren't you doing that instead of just, saying all the right things and shedding tears that I would say are of the crocodilian variety?
So we're going to hold these guys accountable, and I will be all over the Prime Minister about bail reform. So thank you.
Back in the day, I remember going to this house. This is where Ford Fest was staged. You'd have thousands of people coming to the home that was originally belonged to the mother of Doug Ford and the dearly departed Rob Ford. Oh gosh, do I miss that guy. And Doug Ford used to be a guest at Rebel live events. Oh yeah, he really was.
I can assure you, as they say, the first through the door to make changes, they get a little bloodied. And man, was that an understatement. And in saying that, I welcome the nasty media here. There's a nasty Toronto Star back there, because they're about the worst media outlet, in my opinion, I've ever seen. And I guess they brought their cousins, the New York Times. They're just as nasty. And it comes down to the dishonest media.
And now, for some reason, we are media non grata. He will not allow us into his press conferences. The bottom line is this. Premier Ford can pretend he's outraged by the Lindsay home invasion fiasco. He can say all the right things, but will he do the right things? There's zero evidence that he's going to bolster Castle laws. There's zero evidence he's going to call off his crown prosecutors from pursuing this case while downgrading the charges of real criminals. That is egregious and outrageous. And in the final analysis, folks, as you can see behind me, Doug Ford and his family members can go to bed at night with not a care in the world. And I'm happy for that. I don't want harm on anyone. But the fact is, he has armed police security 24/7. As for the rest of us, hey, you're on your own, baby. And if anything bad should happen, oh, don't worry. We'll have a candlelight vigil for you. You will be in our hearts and minds as we place teddy bears and flowers where the atrocity took place. Unbelievable. For Rebel News, I'm David Menzies. Hey folks, we are staying close to the Lindsay home invasion story, but you know what? We could use your help. Despite Doug Ford's crocodilian tears about what happened in Lindsay, he's doing nothing to strengthen the Castle laws in Ontario. So could you do me a favor? Could you go to castlelawnow.com? That's castlelawnow.com and put your name on a petition. Let's send a huge petition to Premier Ford and others to demand action. And while you're on the internet, can you also go to savejeremy.com, savejeremy.com. You see, right now, Jeremy McDonald is in the process where the victim is being re-victimized. He faces a mammoth legal bill to have his day in court. We're not going to let that happen on our watch. Go to savejeremy.com, kindly make a donation so that we can bring some justice for Jeremy McDonald.